What is up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Hi. You might notice something different, but we are going video now.
A little change, quite a small, minor change.
Yeah, small, minor. We've been needing to do it for a while, but we've been broke, so we couldn't get the necessary items.
But now we got funding. We're good.
Yeah.
No.
So welcome to Digital Quest, a podcast where we talk about video games.
We talk about video games. We also, so before today, we also talked about movies, comics, media, and a lot of other things. And we're not necessarily cropping things out, but just little changes. I think we're gonna, be a bit more focused, shall we say, in video games.
Yeah, I think that's what we came to the decision with. Is like we noticed that there was a lot of people really caring about the video game side of things instead of the pop or movie side of our topics, and also the personal development. So we just wanted to let's just tailor it just to video games. So I think that's going to be our motive from here on out. Sticking to that, and if we want to throw in little nuggets here and there, I think that's...
So we've over the last couple of weeks we've learned a lot. We've talked to a lot of our listeners, both local and through Facebook and TikTok, especially TikTok. We're getting a fair amount of people on TikTok, and it's clear that a lot of our viewership is interested in us. They want to hear about us and what's going on with us, but also about video games in particular. So we're not necessarily cutting out everything else. We're just focusing on the video games in particular. So if this is your first time here, welcome. We're happy to have you. This is really a big change, actually. Like we're joking around when we say it's a little change. This is a huge deal. This is a face reveal, guys. This is huge. Hi. Do you like what you see?
No. This is what we look like. We look shit.
This is what we look like. I am not Black Mike. Anyway.
I know, right? Imagine the people that
were like, this is not what you promised.
Yeah, we're out. That's it. We're done.
So if this is your first time here, welcome. We're happy to have you. This is kind of a re-welcoming for us. And if you've been with us, thank you. Thank you for your love, your support, your feedback. This is why we're doing this. This was going to happen, but it's because of what we've heard and what we've learned along the way that we're doing this.
Yeah, we are coming at you full force now.
We're coming at you full force. We're serious. We're here. This is what, episode 7?
Shit, it's going to be 8.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
Or it's probably 8.
7 was the one that just got released last Friday. So this coming Friday, next Friday, is going to be when this one drops.
You can tell them who does the post-production. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So welcome aboard. And we're not even 10 episodes in. We're having a lot of fun. This is great. And we're making the jump to video. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And what do we have going on?
So I know today, just because we did it this morning, our local game store here, Tronics Repair & Games, we actually went to an event that they were hosting. Was called Free Video Game Day. Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of you have heard like the whole, because this is how I heard about this type of thing was in the comic industry where they did the free comic book day. Yeah. And so when I saw that they were doing free video game day, I was like, oh, I never heard of people doing that, and so we decided to go check it out. And it was like the first 300 people would get a free game. It was in this like mystery bag. And I don't know how many games they had that were like the quote unquote chase games.
The chase games, yeah.
And the Grail game.
Yeah, there's like one Grail. That's the one that everyone's chasing for. Mm-hmm. And then you got a bunch of like higher value stuff. I mean, first off, you're getting a game for free. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How awesome and magnanimous of Tronics to do that. But then it's also like you may have a chance to win something big. So yeah, it was cool. And it comes in a cute little like golden foil like bag. It's cool. It's not, I didn't feel like it was a mystery box thing. It was just like, welcome. Thank you for being here. Here's your game. I like that. I enjoyed it. Do you know what you got? Do you remember what you got?
Yeah. Well, first off, I think we should probably do this because we would just give out our location, right? Because if we're promoting other people and the local businesses, and also so people know where we're from. We are from Corpus Christi, Texas, so that's where your Digital Quest people are at.
Yeah, the quest begins here. This is where the quest is at. Corpus Christi, Texas. That's where we're at. But we're also traveling around. I mean, if you check out episode 3 or 4, I believe it is.
We were in Austin.
We were in Austin.
Yeah.
You know, we are mobile and we are always looking for new followers and new inspirations. And we're always following the game, especially like retro and indie scene. You know, so. But yeah, it all starts here in the heart of Corpus Christi.
Yeah. So, you know,
and we're supporting local. You know, we're always going to be supporting local electronics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I wanted to throw that out there just so y'all know where we're at, and if y'all ever look to stop by, we don't have a front, but I mean, any of the places that we talk about that are here in town, we'd love for y'all to come and explore. You know, Corpus, because it is getting a lot more populated here, and almost like a little mini San Antonio. So,
yeah.
Put us on the map a little bit more.
Absolutely.
You know, but back to the Tronics thing.
Yeah.
You asked what game I got this morning, and I got Assassin's Creed 2 and
Classic.
on 360. And
Very
honestly, that's my favorite out of the whole series. I just love Ezio Auditore.
Auditore da Firenze.
Yeah, I didn't remember the last half of it.
Yeah, from the town of Firenze, whatever.
Firenze, the second, the fourth, fifth, five.
Yeah. But
Ezio
Auditore.
Yeah, so I got that game. So I was fine with it. What did you get?
I got the entire Walking Dead Telltale series on PS4.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so for those that this was a sealed game, by the way. So this told me
sealed CID.
Yeah, this was one of the higher end grabs that they had in their bags,
the little chases.
And as soon as you opened it, I know you had a hard time opening it, but I had a feeling, I was like, dude, I feel like you're gonna get something like good.
Yeah,
and then as soon as you opened it, I saw the freaking seal wrap, and I'm like, oh, you got a sealed game.
I remember getting the bag itself, and then I felt like, okay, this thing has mass to it. Looking at the thing, okay, this is not a Nintendo game. This is more of a PS2, maybe an Xbox game. And then you're right. When I finally opened it and I saw the seal, like it's sealed, I'm like, okay, all right. What do I got? What do we got going on here?
Yeah.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. I was blown away. Very nice. I want to thank Tronics for the game. It's very nice of them, and I love that they did this free video game day promotion, and it looks like it worked really, really well. I mean,
dude, oh my god, yeah.
It got him in the door, and guess what he got?
Yeah. So so the whole purpose of the today was just for the first 300 people that were in line, they were going to get a free game, and then obviously after that, then you just I think they give you tickets as well, so you can put it in a raffle.
That's right.
So you can win something, and that's going to be announced later on today. So I think it was like a Switch, a Pokemon fossil pack from like from the first gen Pokemon. Whew.
Right.
That's like about a $250 grab right there.
But, yeah, hell of a bargain.
Yeah, but and then they had a gift card to get
$100 repair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then also there was one more that I cannot remember. But yeah, there was 4 items that you can win later on.
It was
tonight.
like a retro console.
The Retron.
Retron. There you go. With some free games included. I wish they would disclose which games, but other than that, I mean, it's free. You're getting free stuff.
Well, I would assume that since it could play SNES or NES, they would probably throw in maybe 4 games under a certain value. You go and pick out your games, and they give you those.
That'd be cool.
I mean, yeah, not like they give you golf and tennis and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I don't want to play those.
Yeah. No, but it's super, super nice of them. And it was, I've been in Tronics. I've been in Tronics so many times. I've always loved what they're doing. I love the aesthetic. I love the people there. I hadn't bought anything yet, but it's because of promotions like this that it made me go back. And sure enough, I bought some games, and I walked out with a great game, Walking Dead, the complete series, CIB, complete, sealed, never before opened, and then you got this bad boy right here. So it worked.
For people that know me, like I'm a big Doom fan, a huge Doom fan. I got a bunch of games from them, and then all like memorabilia as well. And one of the things I've always wanted was the freaking helmet, dude. So they made this one, and then they also made the OG variant from like the original Doom guy, and that's
See, this is the perks of having visual media. So go ahead.
I know.
Yeah.
So we were walking in the store, right, and then we had been there for a while before I even saw it. It was like when we were about to leave, and then all of us they have they post up all their stuff on shelves, on higher shelves.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, holy shit!
What is that?
I see it. I'm like. I did not know they had this. And
Yeah.
so I'm real close with the guys over there, the employees, and they're like, oh, yeah, we've had this for the longest time in the back. And I'm like, bro,
Bro,
you're just telling me
only
about
now
this
you
now?
bring it out.
I was like, okay.
But
Well,
hey-
the fact that it's here.
But hey, it's because of their promotion that you got in there, and because you got in there, you saw this and you walked away a happy customer.
Yeah.
And it's such a fair value. I think you like 100, 150 más o menos.
Yeah, roughly.
Right, and we did the research. We went on eBay. Of course, I'm going to help him. I'm going to support his addiction as he's supporting mine. eBay, yeah.
Don't tell the wife.
No, I don't think she made it this far into the video. Anyway,
Yeah, probably not.
yeah, 10 seconds. Okay, you got the view. Gone. No, same with my wife. No, it's all good. We did the research. Just the helmet alone, not including the game, not including the box. The helmet alone, somewhere in the realm of 300 and 500.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this baby here is pristine. It's beautiful. It came with the box. It came with the game itself. $150, people.
Now we sound like an infomercial. If you buy today, for the low cost of $19.99 for 4 payments.
No, but I mean, I want to support local, and that's
Yeah.
thanks to Tronics, and then they also got like their rewards programs, right? So you got you also had some discounts applied too. So you walked out of there with a hell of a bargain. you
Yeah,
know?
dude. So it was overall a really good experience, and at least for today, because I mean, I go in there pretty often, but like I haven't had a chance to actually be there when they have like these particular events, like right in the smack of when they open.
Right.
And I've always wanted to do it because just to support them as a local business.
Absolutely.
And I like what they're doing, and they're growing fast. They finally got their traction and their speed going, and
I went past their place in the Bluff, and I'm like, wow, this is where it began.
Yeah.
And then you know where they are now. When I say Bluff, I mean Flower Bluff. That's a different part of town if you're not familiar with Corpus Christi. And we saw their original location, which it's very clear. It was substantially smaller than what it is now. And then you see what it is now, and you're like, this is amazing. That's
Yeah.
what we want for ourselves. That's what we want for you. If you got your own ventures going, that's what we want for the city of Corpus Christi to grow.
yeah, I mean, did you know? Okay, I don't know the full history on them, but I did get a little a hint of it whenever I talked to the owner at one point. They used to be only just a cell phone repair shop.
I heard about
They were
that.
called Cell Phone Island, I believe that's what they were called. If I'm butchering, I'm so sorry, but I believe that was the name.
Right now, the owner's typing, well, Mike.
He's like, well, in the matter of fact,
I'll have you know. No, okay. So, but yeah, I heard a similar story that they started as a repair shop,
Yeah.
and then Cell Phone Island.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was because this is where I it's real vague for me. Like, I don't know if it because of COVID. That's when they got into games, and then it just took off from there.
Yeah.
But either way, they used to be a cell phone repair shop, and then now look, they have games, and now they have cards, and like, they're a lot. They're expanding pretty well.
Yeah, no, they're expanding,
And I
pretty
can't
well.
wait to see like how much farther they take it. Opening multiple stores or however they choose to do it. But yeah, it's really awesome, and we love what you do. If you're watching this, we love you guys.
Yeah, come on our show, please.
Yes, please.
Please
You know who you are.
check your emails. No, okay.
Damn it. Oh man.
We love you guys.
So aside from that, yeah, that's what we're doing today. Aside on other notes, as far as what I've been up to, at least for me, I've been working on some more music. I mean, I know in the last episode I was talking about some music that I was making, and the song that I'm working on right now is the Super Mario World 2 Overworld song. So it's the one that goes. Yeah, it's
Very nice, very 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 nice rendition. Give it up for Mike from Pixels Gaming Ball. Did we even give our names? Like we did.
Dude,
a face
we are
reveal.
not introducing ourselves very properly.
What
right now.
the so in case it's well, if you've not seen us before or you've heard of us but you don't know which one was which, I'm Mike Morningstar. This here,
Mr. Pixels from Pixels Game Vault, whatever.
There you
Pixel
go.
Mike, but
Pixel Mike, Guitar Mike. I mean, there's a lot to.
whatever, man. At this point, I'm just like, okay, Guitar Mike 42, Pixel Mike, whatever you want to call me, or just Mike.
The Mike with who can actually grow a beard.
Mike,
and
Mike
then
B.
me.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm Mike B.
But
Whoa.
yeah, I actually like having this. What?
Yeah, no, I can't grow a beard for the life of me. Yeah,
Aha!
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
anyway.
Us Hispanics have patches.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have that patchy nature. Mm-hmm. I just have a better beard than you.
I mean, it's true, but okay. All right, you gotta call me out like that. All right, no, but yeah, music. You got the music going on.
Yeah, doing that, and
Give,
then-
give it up for you. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Well, we're gonna get to you. It's all right. It's not all about me. It's a team effort.
Yeah, no.
But I've been playing this game called Ugly, and it's an indie game. And so one of the things that we've been doing is, which we'll go into a little bit more in depth here in a little bit, is we're trying to get more exposure on indie games. And so one of the games that I picked up that was recommended by Tronix is a game called Ugly. It just came out for the Switch a couple weeks ago, but it's actually been released probably digitally last year. It was made,
Right,
you know,
right.
and produced and put out. But so I took their recommendation. I mean, on the back it says that they won a bunch of awards. So I'm like, oh, cool. What am I going to get into? I mean, I've never really given like I played indie games, but never like full force tried to pick one out to go and play.
Right.
I just stumbled across them as I went.
Of course, yeah.
And so this one was actually by decision. And dude, I am so glad I took their suggestions because this game was amazing.
Right.
It's a platformer with a very dark story. Yeah, if anybody's looking to get into it, it's called Ugly by the team. The people who developed it was called Team Ugly. And
That's kind of cool.
It's a very unique game. I don't want to give too much information on it. That way, I don't want to spoil anything.
Do you want to give us a very, very broad like plot, like abstract of the game Ugly?
Yeah, I'll try my best because it's.
So you said it's dark. It gets really dark.
It's dark. It's a dark.
Automatically,
game.
You got me as a Silent Hill fan. I love dark.
So okay, I got this. So
You
you play a character that just. It's one of those games where you have to put the story together. They don't tell you straight out, like narrated,
Showing and not telling.
So you just start the game, no narration. Hi, this is like basically Ugly. Then you wake up, and then that's when you start platforming around. The unique concept of this game is you start off with this shard of a mirror, and whenever you push a button, it reflects like your mirror side.
Nice.
And the whole purpose of the game is that you're using your mirror self and your current self to kind of platform around.
Yeah.
And it very intelligently puts these little puzzles together to make you utilize that feature. So that is one aspect of it. The story is basically about this character that you wake up with. He doesn't look like the best character facially, right? Like he looks like something happened to him.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is what the game Ugly is about.
There's a bit of a backstory, right?
But as you go through the game and find out these little things you see here and there and and learn more of the story for yourself,
Right.
It becomes more of a story of reflecting yourself, as in like maybe things you have done or things that have happened to you. So trauma.
Yes.
So there's a story about trauma and anxiety. There's a lot of elements of everything.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best I can do on that before I start kind of explaining
Getting
too
into
much.
spoiler territory. So
But super great.
So you've completed the game, is that right?
Yes.
So without getting into spoilers, do you have a rating? Do you have a
Dude, oh man, I love platforming. I think that's one of my favorite genres, but I would have to rate it maybe like a 9.
Damn.
Like just 9.5.
So here's the thing: if I like a thing, I'll be like 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
And like when we were talking like Alien Romulus, like one day over dinner, I was like 10 out of 10. It's a great horror movie, great alien movie. You're like, high score shouldn't be freely given. So when you hear this guy say 9 out of 10, he freaking means it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and because
So that says a lot right there.
from me, so my perspective, this is what I've kind of gotten burnt out on. I've gotten burnt out on like AAA games.
I'm there with you.
And the reason why is because AAA games have like this linear track that they have you go on to like do things. Not saying like God of War, right? Not knocking it. I'm just saying like all these games nowadays have like almost the same formula.
Right.
And I wanted something different. I love games that require you to think, solve puzzles and put things together for yourself, which is kind of like another game we're going to get into later, Legacy of Kain, which is a very, very crazy story. It's just a unique perspective that you don't really see nowadays.
Right.
And when I was playing it, all these different puzzles that really required me to think. And one of the only games that have ever done that to me was like the Professor Layton games. But those are really hyper focused on like puzzle solving.
Of course.
And I love things like that. And also throwing in the fashion of putting things together for the story, like in the ways that they implement it is so crazy.
Right.
And it's like one of those things, like by the end of they make you feel a certain way in the beginning and then totally throw in these little curveballs. So like, oh, this is maybe not what's going on. Or
right.
And then at the end, you're like, oh my God, this makes all the most sense now.
There's a big payoff. There's a big revelation.
Yeah, dude, it was so refreshing to like.
That's awesome. You got to
learn
lend
that.
it to me. You got to lend it to me whenever you're done.
For sure. Yeah. So, but so good. So that's I've been working on that ugly, and then also we're working on trying to reach out to indie developers. But
Yeah, no.
we'll get into that section.
We'll get into that section, yeah.
But what have you been up to?
I guess it kind of does tie into that, which I'll just very bird's eye view. I've also been in kind of a slump where I thought about, what do I want to play? I got Silent Hill 2 coming up. I already got that pre-ordered at Tronix. And it made me question, really what kind of games I want to play. You got your family. We're probably going to have one soon, and I'm busy with my job, so you really don't have a lot of time to play video games. So I really want to focus like my time and attention on the games that deserve my time and attention.
That's fair.
Horror games tend to hit that right spot, right? But also, like you said, indies really tend to hit that spot. And so I've been lately I've just been surfing through Steam, itch.io, GOG, and just purposely looking for what do you call it, indie games, just so I can learn more about what those games look like, where these some solo developers come from, what their stories are. So I'm just kind of becoming more well versed in that. And I've noticed I've taken a real interest in the PS1 D-makes, or the stuff that look like from that era.
I love those games. Yeah,
there's just something so beautiful and surreal about that era, and about the technological limitations of the time, that the people who made games in that era, they took full advantage of the fact that of the technology limitations to make the screen or the graphics dark, and to really show and not tell. So I've been purposely going out of my way looking for those types of games. And it seems like a lot of those games are already getting a lot of attention. So I've been turning my research towards Kickstarter and looking for the next big, indie game, the next, especially with regards to horror. Indie and horror it kind of go hand in hand, and it kind of seems like that's where ugly kind of sort of comes from. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been going on a blender, and without going too deep into that topic just yet, that's what I've been doing personally.
Cool. Yeah. What I didn't know. I have two questions for you. So
Go ahead.
I did not know that I guess everybody's doing this shit nowadays, but Silent Hill had a early release, or what do you call it? Early. Play the game early.
Yeah.
Get the
2 days
edition.
early. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
I'm
like that.
early access. That's what I was thinking of.
Early access.
So, because I had we are looking to interview somebody in the future, but he's actually the one that told me this, and I was like, I didn't know you can play the game early. And I look at it, and I'm like, the deluxe, I'm like, does not surprise me.
Yeah.
All this fucking early access shit, dude.
Yeah.
But you don't get a physical copy with the deluxe edition. That bugs the shit out of me. I'm like, really?
That's been really grinding my gears, and just because we've seen it as a tale as old as time, and Konami, which loses rights, and it's a very political, gaming developer, even against its own employees, Hideo Kojima, for instance. You have no guarantee that the game that you purchased or you downloaded from the PlayStation Store, Xbox Live, Nintendo will still be there next year, 5 years from now. You have no guarantee. So there's a heavy emphasis in getting the physical copy. I want the physical copy of Silent Hill 2, the remake, before they take that shit down.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Konami's really pushing the deluxe edition, which is only digital. It's
so
only digital,
annoying, dude. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right. And to make it more lucrative, they give you 2 days early access, which, I mean, it's like, unless you're a Twitch streamer, which I'm not yet, I don't really care about. And then they give you some DLC, which you can only get if you get the digital edition. It's like, okay, it's a little scummy. It's like, really?
Yeah.
And then the soundtrack, which I love, Akira Yamaoka. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He can make shit into gold. His music is good. Freaking amazing. Only available on the deluxe edition, which is digital only.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I think eventually, like I said before, it's all going to be digital at some point in the future, right? There probably is going to be very limited amounts of physical copies, and just because of manufacturing costs and how digital can make everything a lot cheaper. And I mean, you see it right now. I mean, they're cutting all these developers are getting cut employee wise,
right,
from all sorts of places. And but there are certain people like Limited Run, you got Super Rare Games, you got I Am 8-Bit, those people are like keeping that tradition of physical copies.
Right.
But then there's this thing where, okay, well, obviously people want physical because they want to feel like they have something unique,
Of course,
that
of
to
course.
own, right? But that becomes another question because, like, if something gets released, like Resident Evil 2, like a physical copy gets released today, or like it's already been released in 1999 or in the 90s, right? Or
Yeah.
so
It was
it got
like
released.
97, 98.
They remake it again, so it's like, okay, now they're doing it. It's a new refresh remake. But then later on, like, let's say this refresh remake gets another release of a physical copy. So then what does that make my previous copy worth?
Right.
You know, like, is it not as bad? There's this thing going on where they
Yeah.
just keep doing this. So I don't know if they're just they're pigeonholing themselves into this place. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I mean, if they can, like GOG, like I'm fine with buying something as an executable and putting it on my desktop that I know that I can store somewhere, like in an
Yes.
SD an external drive or in some sort of hard drive.
Right.
That way, next time I can go and reference it.
Right.
But if it's like Steam, where Steam you have to freaking use your I applaud I like their library thing, right?
Absolutely,
But if they give you the option to where you can download it to your computer and like keep it there without having to connect to their Steam
Right.
client,
It's yours.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
y-
I've
yeah.
heard mixed reviews where people are saying that they're trying to change that model, but I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's my stance on it, and I think probably in the next 5 years there's going to be a lot of just more 80% digital, like 20% physical,
I got you.
and they're not even making collector's editions anymore like they used to. So
Or if they do, they really just they make it the digital edition.
they make it expensive.
Yeah.
So like I'm looking at my Mortal Kombat 1 up there, the Liu Kang.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So the one thing I noticed that people are doing, they're going to like these artists that are like well known to make something so that they can sell you a freaking like $400 product.
Right.
And when collector's editions used to be like $250. You remember when freaking Call
Right.
of Duty with the binoculars came out?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was like what, maybe $200, maybe
Max.
roughly.
But that
right?
was worth it.
That was worth it.
And,
You got
and those
something you
motherfuckers
could
worked.
freaking use,
They
yeah.
actually worked.
Even
and it came with a copy of Call of Duty Classic too.
Yeah, and it's this. See, like this is awesome. Like that, I would pay money to freaking buy this. Brought to you by Doom Eternal. But yeah, like stuff. I love stuff like that. All day, I will buy shit for
Absolutely.
games like that.
Yeah. So definitely.
But we'll see. The state of the video game industry is very interesting right now.
Yeah.
But indie games, I feel like that's where everything is going.
Yeah, I feel like that's a safe indie games, and it really seems like there's an interesting marriage between indie and horror games. It really seems like when there's an indie game that's getting a lot of traction on Kickstarter, it has some horror aspect or maybe some mystery aspect. It just really seems like if there's an indie game, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a horror. And you know what? It makes sense. Like I said, horror just speaks to me. It speaks to me at a more human level. You said that ugly makes you it makes you ask questions about the character, but vicariously it makes you ask questions about yourself. You know, so that's why I like playing those kinds of games. So I've purposely gone on like a walkabout, if you will, of I want to find a game that speaks to me, and what I'm seeing in these indie categories is like, this is what I'm looking for. And we could talk a bit more about the games I found and potentially some of the developers that we may have in the docket.
To close on that before we get into the meat of everything, but
Yes.
like Silent Hill 2, that was a game, you know, for me that I'm more of a, I don't pay attention to a lot of the lore, which is, I do it from a high level. Like I don't really
course.
go and read all the documents that are in every game and like getting like the info, the files, right?
Most games, with the exception of 1 and 3, are kind of self-contained, so you should be fine.
But Silent Hill 2 had a really great story. It was one of the best. Like, man, God, like, because there's so many implications of a lot of things.
Yeah.
It gets you to question, well, what the hell is going on, and where are what?
I've gone on record saying I think that's the best story
Yeah.
of all time, gaming story of all time. Yeah, I totally 100% agree.
There's that one. One of my favorites is Final Fantasy VII. Oh, dude, I love Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Dude, that story is.
Oh, I know, you've made me aware.
Yeah, but yeah. So I just want to make a note on that. Silent Hill 2 was one of those. But couple of other things. So in the video games, PlayStation 30th anniversary.
Yeah, happy birthday, PlayStation.
Yes, happy birthday, you bastards! Freaking couldn't even get a damn
Whoa.
PS5. No, fuck that. I couldn't even get a PS5 that day because of bots.
Well,
And,
so tell us. So get a PS5. What do you mean by that? What came out recently?
so they announced that there was going to be the PlayStation 30th anniversary. By the way, I love you guys, but I'm very frustrated with y'all's methods on how y'all release these things. It's a PlayStation 30th anniversary console set, which was basically made it look like a PS1. Like they colored the whole. It was a PS5 Pro. They colored the PS5 Pro all gray.
Right.
Used the signature colors like the green, red, and the yellow. Right.
It's got the PS1 aesthetic. The color, the logo.
Right.
Yeah.
The controller looked retro.
The
and
symbols on the the square, circle, triangle, X.
Yeah, it was special because for those of you that have a PS5, they have implications of these little minor details that they do, like on the back of your controller, the grips that you feel, like the little the texture.
Yes.
They're actually X, circle, triangle, and square little designs that act as a grip.
Right. It's celebratory. It's from PlayStation.
So they created a new design where it was like triangle 30 for the 30th anniversary, and they implicated all that into the grip. So that was cool. And then it's a very limited supply. It was like 12,300 units, which was relative to, I guess, I forgot what it was. It was the year that they released it.
Right.
The first PlayStation. Or the time that they did.
Correct.
But they released that many. The times for pre-orders were going to go open this past Thursday. And I waited, right? I mean, just like everybody, I already know a lot of people are going to be in line. I'm fine with fighting against other customers, not the fucking bots.
Right. As soon as the trailer came out,
bots.
people, he texted me about it and he made me aware of it. So I know what you're about to say. You were really excited for it.
Yes,
He was really. Look at his face. He was really.
At least at least let it last an hour to where before things go sold out. But this thing got sold out in like seconds. Like it opened at 9 a.m. Central here, and so I got in, and right immediately it was already sold out, like automatically.
It must have been bots.
Yes, of course.
There's no way. So obviously there's more than 12,000 fans. 12,000? It's 12,000 units, right?
Units, yes.
Okay, so obviously there's more than 12,000 PlayStation fans out there, but I doubt there's 12,000 people just like ready to press send. There's got to be bots implicated, right?
Of course,
Right.
yes. Yeah, I mean,
PlayStation, so
much
please
like
fix your shit.
Yeah. So
We love you,
I
but
think
fix your shit.
when they first released the PS5, they did this thing where it was exclusive to PlayStation Network members. They would give them a place to get ahead of the curve and to get in line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give them the opportunity to actually get a console. Because they knew that it was going to be a very scarce thing, because it was in the time when COVID was happening.
Of course.
I think it was either after the COVID, but yeah, manufacturing was still kind of finicky.
Of course.
But no, like you could just tell. Like obviously, when things go sold out that quick, it's because of bots.
It's got to be.
You know, if it's normal people, it would actually drag out just a little bit, maybe like 10 minutes. I'd be fine with 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But because that's what happened with me in the PS5. I'm like, okay, I mean, I was able to actually get one. And then shortly after it got sold out. That's cool. But now you could just tell.
That's
but anyways, this whole set was like the PS5 Pro came with a DualSense Edge controller, which is like the pro gaming controller, and the came with the disc cover that was gray, just painted gray.
Right.
But it was all for like $9.99.
Okay, and normally, so if you were to buy each of these separately, Mike, how much would that come out to,
So
more or less?
The PS5 Pro is $700 already. The disc cover is probably, I don't know. I don't even know if they sell the disc cover plate by itself. But
So you got a potentially exclusive item in there. All right.
yeah, I would say.
Potentially. Okay.
And then then you get the controller, the DualSense Edge, which is like about a $210 controller by itself. So already it's going to amount to like maybe $1,200.
Right.
Like, and they were selling for $9.99. People were shocked. They were like, "Wow, we were surprised Sony even sold it at this
So
price."
even if you're not into the whole retro aspect, if this is your first and only console, it's still a hell of a bargain.
Yeah, dude, it was a great deal. And that was I told myself I was not going to get the Pro because the Pro was just ridiculous. Like you don't need a Pro. But in this situation, since it was a good deal, I was like, okay, I'll cave in and I'll sell my other PS5, whatever. Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't get one, so I just got the controllers. And all in all, people are pissed off. Of course, just like always with Sony's releases, or just anybody with online releases.
Yeah.
All these bots are buying them, and they're selling them for it was a $9.99 right price.
Right.
People selling for $5,000 already on eBay.
I believe it.
Even before,
I believe it.
This pisses me off, and I don't know how I don't even know how freaking these guys get away with it. But on eBay, they already have people before they even open the floodgates selling the console, saying like, "Oh, I have a for sure console." Scumbags, fucking scumbags, dude. And it's just trash, dude. And that the experience overall was just terrible. It was a terrible experience, and I mean, at least I came away with it with something. But
You came away with something, but at least be on the lookout. I mean, and if you're interested, definitely be on the lookout because there's got to be a second wave. I would hope there's a second wave.
That's what they did last time with the PS5. They sold out of a certain batch in the beginning, right? And then they re-released like later on in the day, like around 3 p.m. Yeah. And it was like, okay, I was hoping that was going to happen, but no, they just like opened it up to the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Well, that's also what happened with the PS5. There was so little being produced, and it was such an exclusive item for like, almost a year. At least a year. And then literally there was people here in Corpus, like literally selling it out of the back of a truck. And they're like, don't ask no questions. We just got it.
Like,
do you want it? And they would sell it at like regular price plus like $100, maybe even $200. But then all of a sudden, PlayStation's like, we're opening the floodgate. We have enough supply for everyone. And all of a sudden, all these people who are now trying to storm back into like Walmart and Best Buy, like, I want to return this. I want to return this. Yeah. No. So,
so what I tell people is like, at this point, let the bots do what they're going to do, right? Just do not buy from the bots. Like, don't buy from the scalpers, dude. Let them sit with that shit that they kept, and then they're going to lose money.
Stay strong.
Let them lose the money. Let them freaking burn. Let them burn in hell, fucking bastards. I'm just so salty towards them because they're terrible. Because I work in cybersecurity, and it just like I see how these things work, and I want to freaking do something about it. So I'm trying to help everybody out here.
Yeah. PSA.
Sorry, I'm a very angry person. But anyways, the PlayStation 30th anniversary on a higher note is a very nice collection.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
People are going to be like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
No, you're good, dude. No, I mean, we're here to express our thoughts in it. And I think we can objectively say that PlayStation could have taken into better consideration the fans, the people who actually want this, and not the people who want to resell. I mean, because it's like, have you not learned your lesson from the PS5?
Yeah, I don't think they really care about it. They're just looking at the margins,
right?
They're like, we made the money that we were looking to make. That's all.
It's very possible, but I feel like, and I like to believe in the end the fans are going to win. I have to believe the fans.
People always win in the end. I mean, because if they want to boycott Sony at some point, then they'll realize, hey, we're actually hurting the fans. Yeah. So, I mean, people always control everything. It's just a matter of the right people getting together and doing something about it, and in large groups,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, so the PlayStation 30th anniversary, and then also the PlayStation State of Play happened.
Yeah, on a more positive note.
Yes,
yeah.
on more of the game releases that they announced. It was an okay State of Play.
Okay is definitely a very positive way to put it. Objectively speaking, I think it was just okay, but I do think there were some positive takeaways from it.
Yeah. What was your favorite game out of that?
I was very excited for was it Ghost of Yotai? It's supposed to be the sequel, the follow up to Ghost of Tsushima. A lot of people were like, PlayStation, what's going on? So if you don't know, they show the trailer. It's beautifully shot, beautifully created. I think it's in-game, engine. Pretty much what you see is what you're going to get. But what you got is you have a female protagonist, and immediately people are like, "Oh no, you're woke. What's going on here?" Like, guys,
what?
If you played the first game, let bro cook. Okay, let Sucker Punch cook. They literally killed. I'm gonna kind of channel your energy. They literally killed a great franchise, Infamous, to build out Ghost of Tsushima. And I literally bought Ghost of Tsushima out of spite. Like, you know what? I am gonna play this fucking game just to show that this is trash and that really you should have kept on going with Infamous. And at the end, Ghost of Tsushima is one of the best PlayStation titles I ever played.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. Like,
it's really freaking good. Awesome. So let bro cook. so yeah, you got a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima called Ghost of Yotai. It takes place approximately 500 years, allegedly. I believe I'm an attorney. Allegedly, 500 years after the events of the first game, there will be firearms available as weapons. Of course, it's not going to be like
flintlock,
more the flintlock variety.
Yeah.
But still, you got firearms, which if you know a little bit about Japanese lore history, that's becomes very pivotal. And then, as is the case with the previous Ghost of Tsushima, it's all about honor and respect, and when to set aside any archaic notions of honor and tradition for the sake of survival and common sense and logic.
Yeah.
Have you played Ghost of Tsushima?
Oh yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
it's been a while since I don't remember fully like the story because I've been playing other things. But of course, yeah, it was great. Whenever I played it, I was like, man, this is a really good story.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I saw that and I got really excited, especially just real quick divergence, real quick. I promise. Assassin's Creed, I've fallen off from it pretty far, and like everyone else, I've been asking for a feudal Japan game for the last several, like maybe the last decade. I think that's what could have made Assassin's Creed, if you will, great again, if you will. I think the era and what was going on there, and the weapons, and with the tradition and the culture, if you know a bit about it, I think it's right for the Assassin's Creed era. I just didn't like what I'd seen so far with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I was going to give it a chance. And then I saw that they delayed it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to get my Japan feudal era, fix. And then I see Ghost of Yotai. I'm like,
They find it.
yes,
They did
yes.
it.
Sucker Punch is cooking, guys.
Yeah.
So, so that made me really excited. You, what about
That one was a little bit for me. I was like, oh, cool. I mean, but I thought it was going to be like a direct right after sequel, but I was like, I thought the protagonist died, and this is where I lost my remembrance of the story. But so there was that game, and then let's see, before I get to the big one, there was I think okay. So the other one was Legacy of Kain, the Legacy of Kain remastered 1 and 2. Dude, I was so fucking like excited because I've been that is one of my games, my favorite games on the PS1, and also I think it went up to PS2 and it was on Xbox as well. But that story, dude, like I'm a big fan of the vampire like storylines, but not like all this new age vampire shit, like the old like very gritty vampire stuff, and their story was very well put together.
Full disclosure, I have not played Legacy of Kain. Well, just can you give me a bird's eye view of what is Legacy of Kain in general?
So Legacy of Kain, you play it's a story based around this guy named Kain, right? Where he was a human at one point, gets murdered, and then he turns into a vampire, and then so he is on this path to get revenge. It's like a vengeance type thing.
Nice, I like it.
He comes across, this is all happening in part 1, where he comes across these pillars, the pillars of Nosgoth. So that's the whole land, that the whole world that they're living in, Nosgoth, right?
Okay.
And
is this like on Earth, or like a Warhammer thing where it's like on an alternate Earth, or
I don't want to butcher it, but it might be like like an Earth.
Okay, got it. Okay,
and,
sorry, go ahead. So the realm of Nosgoth.
And he comes up to these pillars, and then they all represent a particular element, or kind of like earth, water, fire, wind, kind of something like that, but a little bit deviated. I forgot the actual terms for it, but they were these tall pillars that were infinite into the sky, and they controlled the balance of the world. So obviously there's things that happen where the balance gets broken because these pillars get broken a little bit one by one, and then he ends up at the end of the game becoming, he has a choice to either become the god of the vampires or become to restore balance to the world. And so
damn, hell of a choice right there.
Yeah, so it's a crazy choice. And then it goes into, obviously we know what you're playing almost like a bad guy.
Okay.
So it's like he's an anti-hero. And at least at this point, with the way you think about it, right? And then he makes the choice to not restore balance and become a god.
That's the canon decision.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you're playing, at that point you're like, oh man, I played a bad guy this whole time. And
nice.
then now the game's going to this game called the Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain series Soul Reaver.
Okay.
Which now you're playing the son of Kain, where he's one of his lieutenants.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there was this vampire clan. He had like about you play Raziel. Raziel is the main protagonist.
Right.
He is the best out of the group of brothers that he has, and the lieutenant right-hand man of Kain.
Right.
But the opening sequence is like one of the best opening sequences of all time, because the music is so freaking like it's there, like it makes it like so dramatic.
Right.
But
is this also a PS1 game, the second one?
PS1.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I actually have it there. I can show you. But yeah. So you so you start off as the video starts off where he's like a normal vampire.
Okay.
But there's something different about him. Over the years, he learned how to evolve, and he grew wings.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
he had these wings that he showed off to Kane, right? And this is all in the opening sequence. And Kane goes around and looks at him and like touches his wings, and he just like brutally rips off his wings.
Oh, damn.
Like the bones off his wings.
Oh, damn.
And so all you see is like his skin, just like
Oh,
flopping
wow,
around.
wow.
So he betrays him. Kane betrays Razio and casts him into this little whirlpool of it's like for the dead.
Okay.
And so when he falls in there, he's like burning for 500 years. Like,
Damn.
Yeah, he's burning for 500 years, and then he gets reborn by this god. Brings him back, tells him, hey, if you want to get vengeance, you got to do what I tell you. And so the whole game, you're trying to get vengeance on or revenge on Kane.
Damn. Okay.
So now you're going against the dad, right? But
oh, wow. Okay.
so there's Soul Reaver 1, Soul Reaver 2. The story just keeps on going until Legacy of Kain Defiance. There's about 4 mainline games.
Oh, damn.
Maybe 5.
Where have I been?
Yeah.
Where have I been? That sounds pretty interesting.
But throughout the story, like they make you think one thing at one point, and then there's like a totally different turn on
like
things.
a switcheroo, yeah.
Then it makes you think, well, is Kane actually a good guy for the decisions that he made? And it's so awesome, dude. One of the great storylines that I really miss. And so when they announced this, I was like, dude, yes, I was just thinking about it last week. Like they're announcing all these remakes. Why not freaking do Legacy of Kain? Everybody been asking for it. There is like a cult following for that game.
Right.
Like, why have you not listened? And then they showed it. I'm like, oh my God.
So is that going to be are they going to release like a physical copy with a release date, or is it going to be on PlayStation Premium like they're doing like with Dino Crisis?
That Dino Crisis is another thing.
They added Dino Crisis.
What they did?
They're going to add Dino Crisis to PlayStation Premium.
Wait, did they announce that on the State of Play?
Josh, can you fact check? Can you fact check for us? Dino Crisis?
Dino Crisis on
PlayStation Premium?
PlayStation Premium. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure I saw it.
I don't know if it's gonna be physical though for Legacy of Kain. I'm hoping so because I really want to buy a physical. They better do it. I swear, if they don't do it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. But regardless, you're gonna play it, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Hell yeah! Like the graphics look amazing, and yeah. So
we got the confirmation. Dino Crisis, baby. Capcom, thank you.
You know what they did? I think they did talk about it in State of Play. Yeah.
I knew I didn't just hallucinate that. Yes.
Yeah.
I still got my sanity.
You know, I just beat that one on the PS1 last year, and because I had never actually played it from start to end. I beat part 2, never played part 1.
Gotcha.
And
well, here's your chance,
dude. It's fucking hard. Imagine
really? It's like Resident Evil, but with like
dinosaurs.
Yeah, very much like the horror aspects of the first Jurassic Park, basically.
That's
what I heard. Okay.
So
I'm excited.
Zombie, you're not fighting against slow enemies. You're fighting against faster enemies,
fast moving,
faster than the fucking hunters in Resident Evil. Like,
damn,
you just hear them like. I'm like, no, not the raptor.
Yeah. No, every video I see, like every retrospective of Resident Evil, they're like, okay, that's good. Capcom released the freaking Dino Crisis remake, you motherfucker.
They've had
and I'm like, what is this game?
Everybody thought that Exoprimal was going to be the Dino Crisis successor, but they didn't do listen. That. No, it was more of like a Lost Planet mixed with dinosaurs. But
so you got Legacy of Kain, you got Dino Crisis coming out.
Yeah. The one game they didn't need to do as well is Parasite Eve. I really have not.
Yeah,
they do. Like that is another game that they really need to do because Parasite Eve was such a good series.
They absolutely have to. Dude.
Yeah, that was a great game.
I'm excited,
especially that theme song, man. Whenever I heard it,
I've been making a lot of TikToks recently, and on my retro game docket, I put on Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose.
Oh yeah,
and I keep on saying like it's in the I guess Hall of Fame of PlayStation, what do you call it? FromSoft, Capcom, Konami. When the hell are you going to release this? You always get Dino Crisis. You always got Parasite Eve, Clock Tower, which I think they're actually going to do a remake. I think they're finally going to.
Are they?
That's what I heard. Josh, can you check that?
No.
Can we fact check?
Clock Tower.
Yeah, there's going to be a Clock Tower remake. I've not played it, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Dude, that game
very influential.
Oh yeah.
And then you got Rule of Rose, you got Kuon, you got Haunting Grounds. And so I've been on TikTok. I've been posting some things about Haunting Ground and Rule of Rose. So be sure to check that out.
Yeah, dude.
But now I gotta post some of this shit.
Yeah. So real quick on Clock Tower, dude. That game is if you have anxiety, like dude, that's gonna give you even more. It's a point and click game, like on the PS1, where you have to move the mouse and tell the person where
To move, yeah.
Oh my god! And the main bad guy or the horror of it is like you got the scissor man, right? And that dude, when you hear him coming, it's like
Yeah, click,
where am I
click,
gonna
click,
hide?
click, click, click.
Yeah. But that was a great game.
click. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think those games were really great. The best part of the whole state of play. So I'm really excited to see them, and they're getting released later this year.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked for that.
I'm excited. I'm so freaking excited. Yeah.
All right, let's get into meat of everything. The whole main topic is what are we going to be up to moving forward, and this is going to be all related to each other. But
Okay. Yeah.
we are looking to bring on interviews in the future. We have a couple people in mind already, and actually getting developers too to come on.
We've already had a couple yeses.
Yeah, we already had that.
It's just a matter of scheduling at this point.
Yeah, we gotta talk with their people. They gotta talk with our people. You know, we gotta coordinate. You know,
We got to have a sit down. You got to be in the back room with little cigars, like,
yeah.
yeah. So what do you have to offer? Make me an offer you can't refuse. No, but so we're talking, and a lot of people have already said yes. It's now just a question of scheduling. We are bringing people, and if we may even want to talk to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're open right now. I mean, we have an email, so like if y'all ever want to shoot out something to us, you could either do it on social media, do it by email, do it by this guy's text messaging. No, I'm just kidding. No. He's like, no.
But we've been doing a lot of reaching out. We've been doing a lot of canvassing, a lot of recruiting, reconnaissance. You call it
recon.
We've been doing a lot of recon. Clear. No. 30 tangles down. No. Anyway, we've been doing a lot of reconnaissance, and we've actually had some people reach out to us. I don't know if you checked the email, but we've had some people reach out to us. And there's a lot of exciting things to come. One of the people that we're trying to invite released a game that came out. It's a survival horror game called Hollow Body.
Yeah.
This is a game it's already past the Kickstarter stage, but I believe it began as a Kickstarter campaign, a very successful Kickstarter campaign, which on its face, the developer, do you remember the name? Or I know his real name. I don't want to throw out his real name.
No, I don't know his real name, but it was like Head something.
It's like Headspace Studios, or hold up, I don't know if we can.
Didn't we put him down? Yeah. So,
So basically,
one guy.
Yeah, it's a solo made, solo developed. A Silent Hill.
Headway? Was it? No.
It's like Headway or Head Cannon or Head Space developing.
Oh, man, this is not a good first impression. If he watches this, we're going to be like, we're sorry.
Can I ask you to look it up while I talk a bit about the Hollow Body? Or I can look it up. Or
you got it?
Josh, he's got it.
Yeah.
All right. So it's basically Headware Games. There we go.
Yeah.
So Hollow Body, on its face, it's a Silent Hill, Resident Evil inspired game. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to bring back the classic, stationary camera, third person,
that fixed camera.
The fixed camera. Obviously, there's going to be a horror aspect to it, and atmosphere.
Dude, yeah.
I've been playing it so far. It is beautiful. It is breathtaking. The angles are amazing. The graphics are amazing. And this is a solo developed title.
Yeah, dude, by one guy.
It's really hard to believe. Now, mind you,
I guess I should say when we say develop, yes, the mechanics, but I think the music. I was watching his vlogs, and he was talking about like each aspect of the game, where it was like the music, the mechanics. The mechanics he actually put together himself. He was showing you like how to do it and
yes.
Everything. And then, but the music, he gets the music from this music entity called Yoto something, and they feed him the music. So
Gotcha.
He wasn't making that. So I don't know if that's considered like a full single person development, but I would say he got cooperation from other things.
Oh yeah, I mean no man is an island.
But still, yeah, one guy doing a lot of this legwork.
Definitely doing the brunt of it.
Yeah, and he's so humble too, like the way he talks about his stuff, and like he responds to the fans, and it's great. Like he seems like a really interesting individual. So
absolutely. The very brief overview. The protagonist, her wife is missing. This takes place in a cyberpunk dystopian future of Britain, and basically the wife goes missing. How many great stories start off with that? Oh, I'm looking for my wife.
Yeah.
How many stories start off with that? And so far so basically, protagonist goes looking for her, and so and trouble ensues. Just to keep it very, very brief. I am currently working my way through it, but it's amazing, the aesthetic, the title, like literally when you press start, the item screen is very reminiscent of the Resident Evil thing. The little heartbeat, like health, that's straight out of Resident Evil. But obviously it's done differently. It's done tastefully, and the aesthetic of the gadgets and what have you are like straight out of Blade Runner, which is probably one of my favorite film franchises ever. So I felt like it was kind of made for me specifically. Truth be told, I love it. Blade Runner, Silent Hill, Resident Evil. I love all that stuff.
And the music is it's great too. It builds on that vibe.
Yeah, and right now I'm in the part, again, not going into spoilers, but I'm currently like in the sewers, and the music, which it sounds like he got assistance from another great individual, great entity. It's scary. It is scary. I had chills, just like, ooh, you know.
Well, even watching the trailer, like, you know, like all the sound effects that go on, and just like, man, that's pretty creepy. It's like this whole with like staticky voice talking to you in certain areas.
Yes,
like,
yes,
oh
yeah,
my God.
yeah.
Like,
The stalker, the stalker aspect.
Like that's cool.
That's one way to get to me. But it's an amazing game.
So we're playing that right now. I just, since I finished Ugly, I was really focused on getting Ugly done, but now I'm on Hollow Body. I'll play it tonight, and then hopefully try to get up to par with where you're at, and then we can talk a little bit more on it. But yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked to see if we can hope to get that developer on just to talk.
That'd be great.
You know, talk over something. I mean, we don't want to waste his time, obviously, but like, I mean, it would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be good to learn about the game, about the development process, about him, how he came about. Doing all that, so that'd be great. So that's a thing we've been doing, just in our little coming together, our focus on indie games. That's been something been. And
then there was another game. There was a couple other games too, right? There was like Fear FA98.
Yeah. So among the many things I was looking for in among my search in Kickstarter, I found a game called Fear FA 98. So it's supposed to be check this out. Bear with me. Silent Hill meets FIFA. Okay.
I know, when you told me that, I'm like, what?
So it looks, I when I read it, I'm like, this is this is a choice.
It's a Kickstarter, right?
But you know what? It's on Kickstarter. The campaign is about to start. I want to say like early October. I don't want to mislead anyone, but it's early October. Definitely check it out. And it's supposed to be like PS1 level graphics. And when I saw like the GIF, and when I tracked down Jacob Jazz, which is this
is another single developed game.
This is a single development game, but he's getting a lot of help. You could tell there's a lot of help, and that's not to detract at all from that. But you could tell he's the brain behind the operation. I tracked down Jacob Jazz through LinkedIn. We got Josh there. I think he likes what he sees. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting.
You're kicking a head instead of a ball, right?
You're kicking a head instead of a ball. So So I tracked him down, and we talked a bit about the game, and he sounds like a great guy. I think he's in. It's just an issue of scheduling. But yeah, it's soccer, Silent Hill aesthetic. And when you look at the LinkedIn, he actually has a lot of like gameplay footage. Mm-hmm. It looks really interesting. Yeah. And then the most recent trailer he released, it's very reminiscent of the George Romero shot Resident Evil 2 trailer. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was like, man, there's some really good production here.
There's a lot of production value, and there's actors who play the football, the soccer. That's but as we can say in the US of America, football players, and then you got them, and they're like, oh, these guys look friendly, and then the camera pans, and then you see like these demons, like, we're gonna fuck you up. So you got the humans versus demons on the soccer field, and the soccer field is like covered in like dense fog, a la Silent Hill, and then you got like these huge like demon creatures that look very reminiscent of the stuff in Silent Hill. So that's got me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, albeit, that's, when you think about it, it's a unique concept.
It's
it's just strange. Like you don't see that often.
It's such a unique concept, and I told him like we're growing, you're growing. We want to promote interesting, unique concepts. Yeah. This is why I surfed for hours on Steam and itch.io and Kickstarter. I'm looking for stuff like that, stuff that's going to get to me, and stuff that's just new and interesting and invigorating. AAA games, some deliver that, but not often, not consistently. This is what I was looking for, Mike.
Yeah,
this is what I was looking for,
and I think that's the whole one of what we're trying to get to is like us giving more coverage on indie developers because like I mentioned earlier, you got all these layoffs everywhere happening, right? And what's going to happen? I mean, I think the AAA gaming industry is just going to. I think it's going to fail at some point,
Yeah.
And then all these because before nobody had the capabilities to build these games in their own home,
Right.
Like it would take a lot of work to get that done. But now you have Unreal Engine 5, right? Is it 5 we're on now? Yeah, so 5.
We're currently on 5.
We have a friend, speaking of, he's here right now, and he actually he's working on developing his own game, and he's showing me all these things, and I'm like, man, see, like, it makes it more accessible to people to do,
Right.
like, just like what we talked about. We want to build a game someday. And so this is kind of building that foundation, like somebody could take care of the story, I can take care of the music, and then the game, building the game itself. So I mean, I see that happening a lot in the future, and then indie is where it's at right now.
Indie's where it's at.
AAA, you're good, but y'all have the same formula over and over. So y'all need to change something about y'all stuff.
I like Burger King, but sometimes I like a hole in the wall, like little burger. Give me something homemade, something made with love.
Sometimes the best, yeah.
No, that's what it is. Like I can go corporate. Corporate is good and corporate is fun. It can be delicious.
They just need to keep. It's all cinematic, right? Like it's just a cinematic. It's cool because it makes it more of a movie, and you're playing as a part of that movie. But there's just too much of it happening.
Yeah.
And I think AAA, so the indie games, like they provide a different experience. It's like, well, you can appreciate. It's like local business. You're supporting local business, right? Like, I mean, you get to see them grow as people,
right.
And then if they get big enough, then that's their business. And then, hey, that's awesome. We got to see you from the ground up.
I feel like we're in a bit of a renaissance, if you will. So, like I say, in the PS1 era, the big developers were limited by the technology of the time. But now that you got this new wave of people who want to aspire to be more, to build something, they don't have the money of the AAA, so they have a limitation of technology. Limitation, desperation inspires ingenuity. So that's why I feel like we're in a little bit of a renaissance. So that's why I'm looking for all that stuff. So I agree with everything you're saying, and I think that only breeds creativity from these bright, forward-thinking individuals.
Yeah.
So that was just one of the games I found on Kickstarter that Jacob, come on, get on. Yeah. Come on our show, please.
Yeah.
We'll work with you. Yeah.
So we're excited we're hoping that, all you indie developers that we contact are willing to come on and talk about your games. I mean, we want to give y'all more coverage and also play them. I'm not the type to ask for codes, so I mean, if I have to buy it, I'll buy it. I want to know what y'all have out there, and I'm looking to experiment with different things, just like the game Ugly, and another game I'm gonna be starting soon. I don't know if it's an indie game, but it's called Amori for the Switch. That's gonna be an interesting one, and also another game. It's called I forgot. Undertale. That one's a very popular one. Undertale is a very popular game. I just have not had the chance to play it. Has great music. But yeah, I mean, we want to cover all those things just to give y'all some exposure and then that show what people are missing out there.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a shame that these remarkable games really go unheard. Like if you're in the know like we are and we're looking for you, we'll find you. But for everyone else, for our listeners and the people we know and we talk to about video games, they're not going to hear about you unless like the case is right in front of them, they see the cover art, and then maybe a friend of a friend said, hey, you should check that out. Through us, we will promote that out for you. We want to hear from you, and we're going to play it ourselves, so we definitely want to get that out there, and we hope you can give us a chance.
On a good note, I mean, at least PlayStation and Xbox are willing to put stuff on their stores now for indie developers.
That's true.
So that's cool. I mean, they're starting to get a little bit of exposure, but I think a little bit more of a push so that people can be more and they're not really expensive games either.
Right.
Like they're not going for like $60. You don't have to worry about paying that. If anything, you'd be paying like between like $10 and $30.
Right.
I mean, depending on the production value of it, the way I see it is like if they have a team, more than likely you'd be paying $30. But if it's made by a single person or even two, it'd be like a $15 game or a $10 game or I don't know, whatever.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, they're very affordable.
Yeah.
And then some of them, if they have really good success, just like Ugly, that one got released to a physical copy, and then they get to reach out to even more people like me that I did not know about it, and I had to get recommended the game.
Yeah. So wouldn't it be nice if we were to be there to help drive the initial success? Yeah. So we don't wait until the limited run or you manage to get the physical copies out. Let's spread the word. Let's spread the word right now.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, we want to see people do better when they're trying to reach out. You know, we want to be what's that word? We want to be a space for you to outlet. We want to be an outlet for you to.
We're facilitators, you know.
The facility, yes.
Yeah. So definitely Fear Ep.8. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to have it there.
So that was the big topic that we wanted to get out there and just say that we're going visual from here on out. And then if anything, there may be some cases where if we can't get visual, then we'll coordinate that. But going visual, finally you can see our ugly, smug faces, and and then also try to reach out to all these indie developers, give them exposure. And is there anything else we're missing here?
Just one other game I saw, Vampire Syndicate.
Yes,
just also check that out.
So
just
what
very, very briefly. I know we're getting short in time, but it's also caught my attention on Kickstarter. The production value seems it's not like a retro, but it seems like something modern. It's a cyberpunk future kind of like build your own character, but there's also like vampires. I know you like vampires. Mm-hmm. There's vampires involved. There's lycans. There's vampire hunters. Okay, there's the humans. There's the humans working for the vampires. If it's vampire, bro, I'm in. You don't gotta say anything
sparkly vampires.
Not to my. Oh no. It's not at all. No. So the maker, in this case, Memory of Eternity. He's known for making adult, 18 plus, and not safe for work games. And so when I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is questionable. This is gonna cater to a certain sort of audience. But then when I saw like the premise and the story of the game itself, future, cyberpunk, vampires, adult themed, no holds bar. Fuck yeah.
What?
Fuck yeah.
So adult themed, how far?
So cyberpunk, you got those full on sex scenes.
Oh, okay.
But even then, even though
about risque
those were kind of vanilla, so you got those. Yeah. But it's nice. And then in terms of so you got the party system, and then also you in the combat, it's very. I don't think he used the term, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. It seems very XCOM-ish in nature, very tactical in nature. There's a cover system. There's, I'm not going to belabor the point. It's like it looks like XCOM, and I say that with full endearment and support. I think that looks amazing. So his Kickstarter is currently ongoing, and I think it's fixing to end at the time of this recording within 5 days. So, and I'll be backing it. It looks very interesting, and I want to support great ideas. I believe this is the second game he's put on Kickstarter. The first one was a massive success, and it's on Steam right now. And I want to be on the ground floor of this new one. So, just another thing to look out for.
Awesome. I think you briefly told me about that, but I'm going to look it up here in a little while.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
No. That for now, that's pretty much it. But I just
that's a pretty good amount of stuff that we got coming up.
Yeah, no, and for our first video outing.
Yeah. Like I said, we're coming at you full force, man.
We're coming at you full force. We're experimenting right now with service providers for video. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're currently using Riverside. And we will see if we're going to continue using that outlet and experimenting different cameras, angles. But if you like this, let us know. If you don't like it, keep it to yourself. No, let us know. No, please do. Honest to God, let us know.
Yeah, we are now. Well, did we announce we were on TikTok last time?
I believe we announced that we were starting TikTok, but we've come at you full force on TikTok, and we're going to continue coming at you full force on TikTok.
Full
motherfucking force. And you can't say no.
Actually, they can. They can dislike us and just block us. Don't block us, please.
This is true. Right now it's just been a lot of memes right now, but I am trying to experiment with more informational videos. Like if you've seen Terminator Zero,
yes,
which was fucking amazing.
Oh yes, I told you.
I have a list of games.
Yeah,
I have a list of games that you should watch or that you should play. Just stay up to date on us, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and especially now that we're visual. And
so we will have all this exported also to YouTube, and we'll have all our social media information in the description on wherever platform that you're listening on. So just keep an eye out for that, and give us comments. I mean, like we had that one individual that really liked our show and gave us a comment on our YouTube. So wherever possible, if you feel like you get value from this, let us know. I mean, we want to hear from you guys and hope we're on the right track with things, but I mean, that's one of the main reasons why we did this change, because we got a lot of feedback already saying hey, we like this. Not really saying you dislike the other, but they just gravitate towards the games.
Yeah, just what can we do to be better? And this is exactly a step towards that. And if this is your first episode, welcome aboard. And if you've been with us, welcome aboard to this, I guess, new stage of Digital Quest. We're happy to have you. We're happy to have been with you and to communicate with you and learn how to be better. And it's only going to go to bigger and better places here on out.
Oh, yeah. So if you stuck around to the end of this video and audio, thank you. And we will see you on the next time.
Take care.